Welcome to the Powered by Iron Health podcast. I'm Matt Morano, marketing manager here at Iron Health, joined by Rich Cavanaugh. He is, I don't want to give him too much credit, so I'm not going to say like face of the company, but if you've been to Iron Health, there's a really good chance you know who Rich is. How's it going, man?
Well, first of all, I'm sorry I'm not better looking for the fans out there for being said face, but no, I'm doing great. Happy to be here, honored to be here, and you guys do a lot of behind the scenes work of our content and our marketing stuff. So, kudos to you guys, and I'm happy to be on.
Yeah, we do behind the scenes, but you're really out there doing everything else, like all the client facing stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So let's get your story, because I know this isn't the first kind of healthcare facility or wellness facility you've worked in. Like, what's your background, your backstory? Give us the whole rundown.
Yeah, quickly. When I went to college, I just kind of did just generic business. I wanted to kind of be the general manager of a sports team, sports agent, that kind of realm. I got really big into my fraternity's philanthropy with cerebral palsy of Westchester. They did kind of just unbelievable work. I always had healthcare as that's not a dying field. Not saying that sports is dying, but instead that's always going to be around. And especially even prior to COVID, after COVID, healthcare is huge. So my healthcare experience, that was kind of where my realm was kind of taking me. I got a master's degree in healthcare administration, just to kind of focus on long-term, short-term rehab kind of care, but being on the clerical side of it, making sure that I get all the paperwork ready, insurance ready, and go to bat and make sure we get paid. But yeah, no, I mean, realistically too, the healthcare aspect of it, I got a job with, it was a corporate wellness company, previously in Manhattan, that was located in Madison Square Park area. We did a lot with corporate wellness. Corporate wellness was pretty much, if you didn't really know what corporate wellness was, it's, hey, we're going to be in conference room B today. I kind of already talked with your HR kind of team, and I know what kind of insurance you have to make sure we can kind of bill it. So that aspect of it, if you were kind of coming into a realm of, marketing for yourself for Indeed or Facebook or LinkedIn, hey, Matt, I'm LinkedIn. I want to kind of give you an offer, but I'm just getting you a heads up. We have an on-site chiropractic, we have an on-site acupuncture, and we have an on-site physical therapist. So you never, ever have to leave the office. It's almost like that one-stop shop. Instead of getting up, quickly get adjusted, or quickly go have an acupuncture, it's kind of like that perk to being accessibility. So that was kind of where I was. I was obviously contracting the acupuncturist, PT, and the chiropractics out to said LinkedIn, Iron Health, LinkedIn, RGA, huge company that does marketing media for Jeep, Gatorade, all that good stuff. But that aspect of it, it was really just me kind of handling all chaos throughout the daily operations of Manhattan and being here and there. So I was running around. COVID hit, and then when the corporate structure went down, because nobody was going in the offices, so we had no clientele, and my owner was like, "Holy shit." We got to change here. So unfortunately, he had to kind of cut the ties, cut the fat. First to go was the administration side, this and that, because that was his overhead. That was his only thing on salary-wise, because he had a lot of contract workers. And then from that, I kind of took my, steps back, kind of took self-reflection. I think everybody did it COVID-wise. And then we went from there to say, hey, I'm now with Iron Health. But yeah, been here for about 3 years.
Nice. And you stole one of their acupuncturists to come with us.
I ethically poached her. Yeah. No, I mean, in general, even in general, for anything that such a small walks of life, small world, that aspect of it, I want to make sure again you're kind of putting your good foot forward as Rich Cavanaugh, Matt Morano, and when you're networking and you're just talking with people and genuine people, that you just kind of tell when they have the passion, where does it stem from, and overall too, they provide good service. So Yoko, if you have not seen her, I suggest you do please see her. She's probably the nicest person in this planet.
It's true.
She works her magic, but overall too, even if you had not a great session with her, just wait. But overall too, I'm not saying that you're gonna have an amazing session, but she's just probably one of the nicest people. So yes, I did take Dr. Yoko.
I've had one session with Yoko, and I walked out feeling like I was floating. I don't know what to explain. My eyes were glossed over. I had the circle around my face from where you stick your head into the.
It's pretty magical what she does. Heaven forbid I had to say something previously when I was in my other practice, when the acupuncturist, I have a migraine. They're like, sit down and put all these needles in your ear. But no, they're pretty magical, man. And overall, too, I don't know how people do that during the day and then go back to work. Because you're just I don't even know where I am.
You're done for the day. There's no physical activity
happening.
You're
done for today. So that aspect of it, making sure you're getting your TLC, but overall too, she works for Magic, and it's pretty cool to see these people just kind of walk out of there, like going a little skeptical, and then walk out like, I don't know what just happened the past 45 minutes, and it's a good thing. So that's where we digress there. So absolutely.
I also know in the past you've been an athlete yourself. Yep. Lacrosse player.
Yep.
A lax bro. If you kind of fit the bill with like the lax bro, part of a frat, that whole kind of that whole kind of vibe.
I am a Caucasian 31-year-old male, but I tan very, very well. But that overall too, yes, I am originally from Maryland. Came up here for school, met a girl, bought a house. And now I'm talking to you. So that aspect of myself and my life, I just bring everything together. But I am high Nike socks, lacrosse bro. Athlete-wise, yes. I played sports my entire life.
Did you play lacrosse in high school? Were you one of those guys with the sticks that would just be cradling in the hallway?
I went to like an all-guys prep school, so I'd probably get detention if I had any like sports equipment. I had to wear like blazers and stuff. But yeah, no, I was not that guy, but that's the persona that lax bros get. Yeah.
I went to White Plains Public High School, and I just remember I think it was chemistry class. It was definitely a science class. Okay. But there was a lax bro in the class, and he would like cradle the ball during class. He would intentionally drop it, but then like fling it like he was, or fling the stick like he was throwing it, but the ball was really just dropping, and then he would try to catch it again. All throughout class. Yeah. And he's just trying to make eye contact with someone and get them to flinch from the opposite side of the room. That was his entire goal.
Good for him.
So that's my broad stereotyping of the lacrosse player.
You have unfortunate perception of that. But no, I mean, overall, too, it just kind of kept me in shape. I love the camaraderie.
Yeah.
I was good enough to play, but my high school was a powerhouse. Maryland-wise, it's crab cakes in football, but it's pretty much crab cakes in lacrosse as well. But, powerhouse when I say, I'm a senior and got like barely any playing time because I had sophomores that had full rides to North Carolina and all that good stuff already on the books. I'm like, listen, you're better than me. I'll just sit back here and, I can be your punching bag for the next, 3 months in the season. So when I say that, I loved it. It kept me in shape. But again, hanging out with the guys and building your own little network and your high school kind of niche, and you go from there to kind of see where you want to be, what you don't want to be, how not to act and how to act, and overall too, commonalities. And I love to play sports, so that was kind of my realm.
Nice. Going back to the crab cakes now. Is it like a Philly situation where everyone has their cheesesteak spot? Like, is there like that crab cake rivalry?
You'd be surprised. So when I first took my wife down to Maryland for the first time, like meeting my parents, this is when we were back in college. I was like, Samantha, her name is Samantha. I was like, Samantha, we're gonna just come into this, blind, because you're used to like a patty. When I say a patty, it's like a patty of like crab cakes around here. A crab cake should be mounded, almost like a little bit of a softball, and you can see the actual crab. It shouldn't be like a smash burger.
Yeah, around here it just looks like breading.
Yeah, so a lot of the things that we see on that in New York, I stay away from. But yes, no, I mean, like you have good spots. I have a couple good spots in Maryland that I would tell anybody to go to, but it wouldn't be like the see all be all, do all of that kind of, you have to go to Geno's or that kind of thing. You have to go to that for like steaks. But when I say that, you have a couple spots that I personally like, and you can get a good crab cake, good price, and good atmosphere. Because again, like you're eating as you go. You can eat in your car as a cheesesteak guy or stuff like that. But again, if you want to watch,
if you're eating a cheesecake in your car, that's a bold move, my guy.
I suggest a tart or something. But so that sitting down, relaxing, having a crab cake that have a beer, relax, and then hang out. But there's a couple of spots in Maryland I can definitely tell the viewers.
Well, I was just wondering. Yeah, I mean, one, don't gatekeep it, like give us the info. But also, like, I was just wondering if it had that same kind of rivalry that.
It's I'm pretty.
Pat's and Geno's has.
I'm pretty. Do you have like when people say, "Oh, we have beautiful crab cakes on the menu up here when we go to dinner"? I'm like, I don't think you do. But we digress. Maryland is the best for crab cakes, I believe. That's what they're known for. But that that aspect of it, I can definitely point you in the right direction. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. All right, so that's what they're known for down there. Other than you brought up football. I know you're a big football guy, especially coming up Give us some bold predictions for the NFL this year.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ravens 2023, 2024. Dr. Angelo wouldn't like me saying that. Super Bowl champions. He's a Steelers fan. But yeah, no, I bleed, purple and orange. Orioles are kicking ass. Ravens right now starting up this Sunday. But yeah, no, bold predictions. I think, a lot of the things too are going to come into fruition where we might see, I think like the dying breed is the running backs now. So it's kind of crazy how like they're not getting paid and these guys are just throwing their bodies.
Because a few years ago, they were the ones racking up.
Couldn't be
Once
untouched.
you had when you had Adrian Peterson and like that whole era, that was the league. Like even more so than quarterbacks. It felt 100%. Like at that point. But
100%. I think you're seeing a lot more of like unfortunately injury and like how many miles do they have on their legs physically and mentally. So obviously that wear and tear is going to wear and tear you down. But yeah, no, I mean that's kind of like the trend. I want to kind of see the running back kind of come back up to where it's like. I've always loved that, aspect of that position. But I'm used to defense. I used to play defense, but I vertically challenged. So I was 160 pounds, and I'm going up against guys, and I'm going against guys like you. So I'll sit this one out and I'll watch from the stands. So, but yeah, no, defense wins championships. I truly believe that, and hopefully the Ravens will do some good. But again, I'm excited about the Jets. I'm excited about some stuff like that. Hopefully
I'm a Jets fan, and I'm not excited for them. Like every time there's something to get excited about, it's always a letdown. It's always a letdown. And the last time we got a quarterback from the Packers, it didn't go so well.
My whole like college friends and stuff like that. Some of them are Giants, some of them are Jets. But it's just like I just love. Just throwing, gasoline on the fire when the Jets are, are 4-4, and they're like, "What's going on? Burn the city." So I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" But yeah, no.
How many fantasy football leagues are you in this year?
Usually, I have some friends that are in like 19. I'm like,
Jesus, how do you manage that?
I don't even ask. But I'm in 3. I just got into the third one. We did a thing just where it's like kind of like it sets your lineup throughout the week. You draft 25 people. It's like called best ball. I've learned nothing about it as of that far, but I just kind of drafted my team accordingly. Injuries and, overall too, like kind of ebbs and flows, hopefully the season where they're looking in, colder weather, who's going to be running, who's going to be catching, who's going to be passing, and defense. Yeah. But you just don't have to set your lineup. You just kind of, it's best ball, wherever the best projected, I believe, or vice versa might be like wherever the most points would be, they just give you like the best outcome. So I don't have to even look at that at that point.
That's good.
I can look at it, but I can't like set my lineup.
Oh, so it does it automatically? That's cool.
I've been in a league since I was probably in like the ninth grade with friends from home from Maryland, and then we're going on our 15th plus season. So that's my money league, even though it's like $7,500, nothing crazy.
There was in college, I think it was my senior year. My buddy knew nothing about football at the time, and this is when I still followed football more than I do now. Yeah. And he was like, "You want to draft my team for me?" I was like, "Yeah, I got this. Like, I'll draft you an awesome team."
Say no more.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, it's him, his 2 older brothers, and I think cousins. Okay. And I'm the one in the chat just talking shit to them. And they end up hating me by the end of this.
You're the troll.
And all my crap talk, I drafted the worst possible team. He came in dead last.
But we had fun.
And that's the last I ever touched a fantasy football. It's like, no, I'm out.
I thought you were going to say that's the last time I ever talked to him again. No. Or he ever talked to me.
No, but
that's so funny.
He was like, if I have to do this punishment, you're doing it too. And I think it was like going out to one of the local bars in Yonkers, but like in a dress. And I was just like, oh, no.
Yeah. We just decided this year, like we haven't really done anything of like, if you come in last of a punishment and stuff, but we're definitely coming up with some funny ideas. But yeah, I don't expect myself to come in last. But Jesus, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, no, I know some punishments get rough. I've heard some horror stories.
100%.
So I just also want to avoid that.
By all costs.
Going back to work. Yeah. What are some things that excite you about Iron Health? Like looking to the future, like what we offer. What are some highlights for you?
I think realistically too, it's just like we have great quality of output, and I say that because I have the backing of the best providers I can do. So I'm only as good as my weakest link, and not even the weakest link. It's just in general, like we got to build our kind of reputation through our beautiful hands of the doctors. Whenever I'm talking to somebody, I say that you're gonna get mental as well as physical therapy. Mental therapy, again, just kind of rehabilitating them on like that, mental and then obviously the physical side. But my providers do such a great job when it comes to, building this confidence back up. Like, is my knee gonna, give out again when I go back down that black diamond from previously last winter? So it's like kind of building that rapport up, and also too, like I feel like all of them, and it's weird to say, but it's kind of the truth. Like I can have a beer with any of them, and it's like, overall that aspect of it. If you have a beer with somebody or just have a drink with somebody and they're not a weirdo, that's a pretty good sign of like a genuine person. So that aspect of myself and both of my providers, they're with them from 40 minutes to an hour. So if you're kind of a weirdo and you have weird bedside manner or weird table manners, that kind of thing, it's like people are gonna be like, you did a great session on my knee, but like I'm kind of turned off by like, he's just like a wet blanket. He or she's a wet blanket. So they're so personable. They're overall too. They have great output because they're doing their duties and their magic with their hands and stuff like that to make sure obviously what's going on with specific body parts that are ailing. But in general, they're just genuine people. So that correspondence you're gonna have between you trying to hype somebody up and have an awesome iron health is like, I'm always as strong on the phone as I am obviously with them doing the magic. So that kind of definitely is like, we're individualistic, but overall too, like we will, people love being here. I mean, I think it's also the point, like you have these podcasts, you have these things that, people have utmost respect for us throughout the communities, but overall too, people are like, I wanted a t-shirt. I want to be on the podcast. I want to be the patient of the month. Like we want that engagement. Like it doesn't come through just us saying, hey, do you want to be in this? You want a free hat? But Anthony, Angelo, Ryan, whoever's in the office today, talking to us, hyping us up, it just like we get excited. Yeah. And that gets all of us excited.
And coming up in a few weeks on the podcast, we have Howie, who wrote us an entire rap. And I don't know how old Howie is, but he's probably the last person you'd expect to write
1,000%
to throw some bars down on a video.
Yeah, no, he
did it for us.
No, he is definitely he's a character, but he's just a genuine, nice human being. His whole family kind of comes here. So again, it's like the same thing. Like, would you want your whole family to come here? And it's like the answer is yes. It's like because like you have the backing. Like, you want to go to that place for dinner. Oh, I had such a great time. Or I had a bad time. I'm probably not going to go to that place. Yeah. So that's the kind of thing that we have, a great word of mouth, but that aspect of it, would your family come here? Would you have like your mom or your dad kind of lay on the table with Dr. Anthony or Angelo? I would, goodbye.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
The amount of husband-wife combos that we have coming in here, or parents and their kids, or, I mean, even Erin behind the camera, her mom comes here now. So it's staff, it's people who come here, like everyone who comes here, they will refer to us if they do, and it's just based off the trust that those that our doctors build, which is awesome. Erin, how are we doing on time?
18:14.
I think we can wrap it up. I got nothing else to talk about unless you got. What do you want?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, realistically too, I think just like Iron Health in general has opened a lot of doors for myself, my family. I think for all of us, I tell my front desk staff, I tell like even the doctors, I tell anybody that also wants to talk to me. Listen, I'm not saying you're going to die here in your desk chair and you're going to sail off in the sunset and you retire at 65. But a lot of the things is I will tell my staff and I will tell the DPTs, I'll tell any of the front desk clerical, marketing and stuff like that, billing, authorization. Like, listen, did we get as much as we can out of Matt Morano? Did we get as much as we can out of Aaron? Did we get as much as we can out of Darlene? Like, did we kind of help them become a better human being as well as overall to build and hopefully hone in on their craft? So definitely opened up a lot of doors for me. I definitely was a lot nicer previously when I started here, and I say that in the funniest way because in general, like, I wasn't mean enough to kind of, I've never really managed people before in the past. I've always kind of managed myself and kind of,
I was about to say, because you're still like the nicest person ever.
Yeah. You can edit that out, by the way. I gotta keep my rep up here.
He's a tough guy.
I'm a tough guy. But no, I think realistically too, just kind of building my own kind of persona and then building my own kind of stuff where it's like, again, respect is only respect given, and that's my biggest, my front desk staff will tell you, that's the only thing I say to them. Respect is respect given. If I ask you for an answer, just give it to me, because I think to the point where we have accountability, but a lot of the times too with myself, like, I'm not perfect, but I will go down trying. I'll make sure I'm going to outsource that question if I don't know it, and make sure you get the best, transparency. And the same thing with my front desk staff. Again, like, we were not know everything. I do not know everything, but let's learn together. And then that's, again, building our own, human beings as, crafting, our own, mantras to move forward and whatever we're going to do with life.
I fully agree. I mean, I can point to anybody who works here and I can say they're genuinely working their ass off to reach their goals, whether it be long-term at Iron Health or, just down the road, whatever they want. They're constantly putting in that work, learning what they need to, and expanding
100%.
While they're here, which is amazing to see.
100%. Yeah, I think we always have like the, I would love to obviously see you again, this and that. It's not a goodbye, but just I'll see you later. Yeah. And we have that kind of mentality where it's, again, like I can have a beer with you at any time of the week, and it's that correspondence where it's like, listen, no hard feelings, best of luck with you, but if you need anything, you know where to find us.
Yeah.
That's the kind of correspondence I like.
Texted Jade the other day to just say what's up.
Jade's leaving me on red. I hope he's watching this video. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't. I just want to throw a shout out.
You just want to start something?
Yeah. He'll text me later. But that aspect of it, I'm honored to be on the show. I was actually like, why me? I'm not that interesting of a guy. But
because it's really easy for me to have a 20-minute conversation with you.
And ditto with that.
And honestly, that's the same for anybody. So if you're even thinking about Iron Health, give a call, ask for Rich. If you just want to talk for 20 minutes, he's your guy.
I'll do whatever you want. I mean, in general, I've had correspondence with people where we're, cursing up a storm about, football to life to, what's happening with, directions and car trouble, to the point where it's like, listen, if you're not for us, they're not for us. But I will go down swinging and make sure that you have a good, somewhat taste in your mouth of Iron Health, Rich, and I do the same thing with my friend Tess. Did we leave a good taste in their mouth and we move forward? If it's with us or somebody else and we don't have, we are the best providers, we know that. But at that point, listen, we're not for us for the cost, but we'll go down swinging and make sure they have the whole spiel that we definitely say. But yeah, no, honored to be on the show. I appreciate your time, man.
And I appreciate you.
And Aaron, I appreciate you. Don't forget the beautiful lady behind the camera. But yeah, no.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
This has been the Powered by Iron Health podcast. Appreciate Rich. Appreciate everybody listening. See you next time.
Peace.